Hey everyone, welcome to another live video. My name is Shikha, and today we'll be speaking about how the little things really matter. I've been actually doing this exercise with everything that I do, in which I try to look at everything in the perspective of nature. So, how would nature do it? Because nature is perfect. There's no false starts in nature, there's no imperfections in nature. Everything in nature is perfectly set because it's nature. So, the if you go into the if you go into nature, for example, if you go into a forest, every single creature there, from the fungi to the mold to the bacteria to the viruses to the plants, the trees, the animals, everything is set up perfectly, right? And I think we can learn from nature to kind of look at the same way at our life. So if the small stuff matters as much as the big stuff, and sometimes the small stuff matters more than the big stuff, then how are we using that knowledge or learning in our life? So, making your bed, for example. Are you thinking that it is a really, really small habit? It doesn't really matter. It takes about 10 seconds to make your bed every single day. And because it is such a small habit, it doesn't really make a difference if you do it or not, obviously, right? I've noticed that in my life, my changes, like the major changes in my life, where I completely transformed my life and started living my ideal life, happened with my first habit. My first habit was that I started making my bed every single morning. My life was in complete shambles at that point. I'd just lost my job. I'd been fired from my job. I just lost my major relationship, someone I loved and wanted to be with, but he didn't want to be with me. And I lost myself. I lost so much of my pride and myself, all of it, everything. I was just gone, and I was a hollow shell at that point. And I was literally at home, surrounded in my room, and my bed was a mess, and my room was a mess, and I was a mess. And I decided, how about we start off with something small? Because if we want to change, because I want to change, I knew that I could not keep on doing exactly what I've been doing in the past. It would not work anymore. I tried it, it hadn't worked, I needed to do something different. So I decided, how about we start off with something really small, something I can manage in my state of mess. So I decided, okay, fine. I'm going to start off by making my bed every morning. That's all I'm going to do, something small, something little, it's not a big deal, it's not going to make a big difference, doesn't really matter, I'm just going to do it. So I started making my bed. For that first week, I did it every day, and all of a sudden, I felt something change in myself. I felt a little bit brighter, I felt a little bit happier. So I decided, okay, let me add another habit into the mix. And so I started meditating again consistently, because I hadn't been doing it consistently to that point. So I decided I'm going to do it consistently. So I started meditating every single morning after making my bed. Or was it before making my bed, because I used the covers because it was cold back then. And then I started adding more and more tiny little habits, baby habits, like doing 1 sun salutation every morning, or drinking 1 green juice every day, or drinking 8 or 9 liters of water. So little things, like I kept on adding small things that in the big scheme of things doesn't seem to make a big difference. It takes you barely a few minutes to do it, but it transformed my life. Because perhaps I believed that it would, but actually in the beginning when I started making my bed, I really didn't think anything of it. I just knew that I had to start cleaning up my life a little bit, and it started off by making my bed. And I've noticed that it's the little things. As soon as you start doing one of these little cornerstone habits, everything else in your life just kind of falls into place naturally. It's the same thing with, if you want to use an example of gut flora. Our gut flora, if you think about it, bacteria are tiny. I mean, how inconsequential could you really be? They're minuscule. But if our gut flora is out of sync, if our bacteria inside of our gut is not happy, we're not happy. If they're not doing well, we're not doing well. And that's the power of how small things can really make a big difference. As soon as you start taking care of your gut flora, which is just starting to eat fermented foods and taking care of your health and your diet, instantaneously people become happier. They change from the inside out. They kind of become this person that they want to become, and then they start changing other things in their life as well. I think that's one of the reasons that making your bed matters so much, because once you start making your bed, you'll notice, okay, you know what, my desk is really dirty too. Let me just clean my desk up as well. or you'll notice clutter in your room. You're like, oh, I have so much stuff. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. And then you start noticing that your computer's a little bit of a mess. Why don't you start cleaning up all your files and disks and all that stuff? And then you start discovering things that you did in the past, or you're like, I used to love to write. Why don't I do that anymore? So why don't I start writing? Little by little, one cornerstone habit, one little tiny habit is going to completely change your entire life. Because we don't think it's going to, we think that we want to focus on the big things. We want to focus on making $1 million this year, or we want to focus on meeting a really, really rich man. I don't know, I'm just making up stuff here. But so you don't know. If you really focus only on the big habits, then the little habits are not going to be taken care of. We have to start from the basics. We have to start from the background. We have to start from the little habits, and then the big habits will just pile on top naturally without us actually even doing anything. And right now, all of my habits have piled on because of that one tiny habit that I started. So I implore you to do the same thing. Perhaps start with making your bed if you don't already. Or start a meditation practice of 5 minutes a day. Barely. That doesn't even make a difference. 5 minutes of yoga every single day. Just one sun salutation. That's all you have to do. Just one sun salutation. Or go for a walk every single day. Start off with 2,000 steps a day. Drink a lot of water. Start putting lemon in your water. Start removing meat from your diet little by little. Whatever it might be. There's a billion things you can really do. And it depends on you where you are at this moment. But I do recommend that you start adding one of these small cornerstone habits into your life and then see how things happen from it. Just see how things just pile on top without even actually doing anything. It's actually really miraculous. I hope this makes sense to you guys. You can go check out my website, boomshikha.live. If not, I'll talk to you guys the next time around. Bye for now.